You guys, some rather shocking information just dropped. Check this out.
Hawaiian pizza is a product of imperialism and settler colonialism.
So any of you out there that like pineapple on pizza, you're a racist. You're a colonizer. You're a bad person. I mean, luckily for people like me, I don't eat that kind of garbage. I've never liked pineapple on pizza. Please don't cancel me. I'm Tyler Zed. Welcome to Zeducation. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another SJW episode, where here on this series we highlight and document this detachment of logic, reason, truth, and reality. And as always with these SJW videos, if you cringe, you win. It means your brain still works. The moment you stop cringing at these videos is when you need to go see a professional, okay? And if you cringe and you do win, you win a prize. Stay tuned at the end of this video for what you win as a prize. If you are ready for today's game, please head down and like this video. And if you are new here, please make sure you are subscribed and have the bell clicked for notifications when new videos are uploaded. Now on to today's game. If you cringe, you win. Go. Are you using inclusive language? CDC's Health Equity Guiding Principles for Inclusive Communication shares preferred terms and language. Such a virtuous organization. They're worrying about infectious diseases everywhere and also now policing our language. Good for them. Good for the CDC. AOC calls women menstruating people while explaining the female body.
Not just women, trans men and non-binary people can also menstruate. Some women also don't menstruate for many reasons, including surviving cancer that require a hysterectomy. GOP mad at this are protecting the patriarchal idea that women are most valuable as uterus holders.
It's so amazing the dots that get connected in brains like this. It's just so amazing. The scary thing about this is she full-heartedly believes all of this, and she is in Congress. This is where we are.
Okay, so during third period, we have announcements, and they do the Pledge of Allegiance. I always tell my class, stand if you feel like it, don't stand if you feel like it, say the words if you want, don't have to say the words. So my class decided to stand but not say the words. Totally fine. Except for the fact that my room does not have a flag. It used to be there, but I took it down during COVID because it made me uncomfortable. And I packed it away and I don't know where, and I haven't found it yet. But my kid today goes, hey, it's kind of weird that we just stand and then, we say it to nothing. And I'm like, oh, well, I gotta find it. Like, I'm working on it. I got you. In the meantime, I tell this kid, we do have a flag in the class that you can pledge your allegiance to. And he looks around, he goes, oh, that one?
I wonder why homeschool rates have doubled and parents are sick of public school education. I wonder why. From Slate. Dear Prudence, help. My daughter is marrying a white man against my wishes. I've expressed my disapproval, and now she says I can skip the wedding. Wow, the tolerance. This is okay today. This is how far we have sunk. This is where we are. Academy of Breastfeeding Medicine suggests chest feeding father's milk in new guidelines. Don't be a bigot, guys. Don't be a bigot. Come on. Use chest feeding instead of breastfeeding, obviously. New. Police are replacing patrol cars with hate crime cars to encourage people to report incidents such as social media comments. I mean, we're far down the rabbit hole here in the US, but UK, oh my God, you guys are way gone. This is really pathetic.
If you wear an American flag, be it like a hat, a mask, shoes, I don't know. Just, if you wear an American flag, I do not trust you in any way. I do not trust you. I will be extremely cautious around you. Not trust you.
Cryptocurrency has a big gender problem. Guys, we have to cancel cryptocurrency. All of you Bitcoiners out there, all of you Ethereum nut jobs, Algorand, all of you guys, got a gender problem, all right? We have to cancel it. It's not pushing social justice and social change. Come on. Notre Dame leprechaun considered offensive, according to survey. We predicted this spot on. Just literally weeks after we spoke about this on the podcast, this is happening. Notre Dame, Fighting Irish, offensive. I can't take it anymore. When is the Minnesota Vikings mascot next? I can't take that either, you know?
Understand that if active duty military actually get deployed within the United States, that weapon is not just pointed at other people, other countries. It's pointed at you. If you do not get in your house when I tell you to, you become the enemy. Martial law.
Active duty military right there. SJWs in the active duty military. Wow, this is where their mind is. Very sad. Very sad. Olivia Rodrigo once thought only white girls could be pop stars. Isn't she like 18? Beyonce? Jennifer Lopez? I mean, the list is endless today. What are you talking about? This is the dumbest headline I've ever seen. What movie do you want to see all-female reboot of? 300 with the exact costumes. 300, Saving Private Ryan. Come on, I can't believe those movies have such a lack of gender representation. I can't believe it. I don't even care if it's historically inaccurate. They have to have females in all of those roles. I just can't believe it. Thank you, Prime Video. Thank you so much. State Department voices concerns over all-male Taliban government. They actually thought that they weren't going to do this. Like, how delusional are the people in our government? Seriously, you thought that they weren't going to have an all-male government? Are you stupid?
This is probably going to piss off a lot of people. But a relationship between a man and a woman is inherently unequal. And that goes for any relationship where someone is deciding to date their oppressor. Just like all white people have racism brainwashed into them, all males have misogyny brainwashed into them. And any male who claims not to be a misogynist is a misogynist, because a self-aware man knows that he has it brainwashed into him. And any time that a woman decides to be in a relationship with a man, she's making a sacrifice and a commitment knowing that she's dating her oppressor. Almost all women have sexual trauma and emotional abuse trauma, literally just from society. And she's taking a risk in being with you and making a commitment to help you undo your brainwashing. Now, of course, I'm not saying that people shouldn't date the opposite gender, but a lack of awareness can cause problems.
Society, man, be aware. Be aware. Society is patriarchal, man. If you're male and you don't know how bad you oppress people, specifically women, you're a bad person. You misogynist, you freaking idiot. Absolutely idiotic. Why kids love fascist cartoons like Paw Patrol and Thomas. CNN doing God's work. Oh God, we don't deserve this type of journalism. This is way more than we deserve. This is amazing. Why Mozart is a singular symbol of white patriarchy. Orchestra. Mozart, bad.
To that lady saying that you can't just go around calling everybody a colonizer, yeah, you can. You can. You want to know why? Because there's like 25 million people in this world that are direct descendants from the Mayflower. Hi, I'm one of them. Original American colonizer here. Not exactly something I'm proud of. So I want to acknowledge the atrocities that occurred to the Native American population at the hands of the original colonizers. My ancestors. I am so sorry for what they did to your ancestors. I promise that I will raise my children with the understanding that it's our job to be an ally, try to make it right. I'm going to teach them about how they live on stolen land. And I'm going to teach them how I grew up on stolen land.
Blue hair. That wasn't predictable. By the way, one more time, I'm going to keep doing this. If you're on Twitter, you have to go follow Libs of TikTok. That's where most of these videos come from. Spread those videos. Let people see all of them. People need to see this because this is where we are in our society. This is nuts. America's national parks face existential crisis over race. A mostly white workforce, visitation threatens parks' survival and public health. Public health. National parks. The dots, again, the dots. That's the dot. I love the dot connections in these.
37 weeks into my simulated pregnancy. Still being a busy worker bee when not taking selfies. About 3 more weeks to go. Trans sim pregnancy.
Why did a white woman write a cookbook about dumplings and noodles? Because she likes dumplings and noodles?
So this whole idea that bland food is good for you is absolutely 1000% diet culture and not actual nutrition information or research. Because the actual dietary guidelines for Americans and the actual nutrition research shows that when people eat their cultural foods, it tends to be a lot better for them than when they eat, like, white people food. And that's because traditional diets tend to be high in whole grains, high in lean proteins, high in fruits and vegetables, low in saturated fats, low in added sugars, and low in sodium. They tend to be flavored with a lot of herbs and spices, and they tend to be made from whole foods, and they just, in general, tend to be better for you. We also know that systemic racism is the reason that people of color tend to be more food insecure than white people. We're working on fixing those systems. But when you get your nutrition information from people who sell you Shakeology and Herbalife and all that shit, you're gonna get shit information.
Frickin' white people, man. It's always white people speaking for minority groups. 99% of the time. Why? It's like this feeling of self-importance. Like, who is the actual supremacist here? Who puts themselves on this totem pole, way up here on this pedestal, to think that they're able to talk for other groups of people? It's insane. And it's so funny to see this lack of self-awareness by these people. But wait, what am I saying? Frickin' white people food, man. If you eat it, you're an idiot. Woman filmed driving without seatbelt says they are racist to fat people. What? Again, the dot connection. I just don't know how they do it. It's Raining Men rewritten to It's Raining Them by more inclusive of non-binary people. It's your song. I guess you can do whatever you want, but I don't know if that's going to do much, honestly. Woke Melbourne Council bans men from applying for a $63,000 a year street sweeper job to promote equality, but non-binary people and transgender women are eligible. It all makes so much sense.
Oh, you misgendered someone. It happens. Frankly, I quite often even do it to myself. Like any other mistake, the important thing now is what you do about it. What you don't want to do is you don't want to over-apologize. You don't want to go, I'm so sorry, I can't believe I did that, you must hate me. Because not only are you putting a lot more attention on that person and the situation that you put them in, you're also kind of making them feel like they have to reassure you and spend the emotional energy they should be using to take care of themselves to make sure that you're all right. So what you do want to do is you want to correct yourself, preferably as quickly and casually as possible. For example, if you're saying, I misgendered him, pardon me, her, you would do it like that. Now, if you do want to say you're sorry and have more of a conversation about it with the person, I recommend doing it privately after the matter.
Don't forget those rules, guys, on top of the other 1,000 new rules that we've had to learn in the last year and a half. Also, is smugness like a prerequisite to all of this ideology? Is that like a thing, being so smug, you know? Sweet Green CEO criticized after connecting the pandemic to unhealthy eating. Incredibly fatphobic. The Washington Post. Sweet Green CEO, how dare you? How dare you promote healthy eating during the pandemic, all right? Come on. Alcohol makes people more racist and homophobic. Ban alcohol. That's the only solution. Cancel it.
Hey guys, let's talk gender, specifically Libra genders. Firstly, know the difference between a static or a stable gender, one that doesn't change, and a fluid gender, one that does change. Now, Libra genders. Libra gender people feel mostly agender with a slight connection to another gender. Firstly, Libra feminine, and I do want you guys to keep in mind for the rest of the video that there is another black line down there. Feminine people feel mostly agender and slightly feminine. Describe it as feeling a strong connection to agender as well as a lesser connection to femininity. Libra masculine is the opposite, where someone feels mostly agender and slightly masculine. Described as having a strong connection to being genderless as well as a lesser connection to being masculine. Lastly, we have Libra fluid. Libra fluid people feel mostly agender with a slight connection to another gender that fluctuates throughout other genders. Stay with me here. They feel a strong connection to being agender and another part of their gender feels fluid. One part will always feel agender, the other part will fluctuate between masculine and feminine. Hope that could help.
I got lost like 2 sentences in. I can't keep track of the rules anymore. I wonder what China's doing right now with all of this. I just, interesting thought. What is the expiration date for cis white males? Fellow blue checkmark. Oh man, you love this. This person's still on Twitter too. White women are a plague. Another one. Another fellow blue checkmark. Oh, you love it. Love it.
So I don't know if this is considered an unpopular opinion, but if you have a daughter, you need to stop calling her princess if you do. The way that Disney has branded the princess is based on her beauty as her most important asset. This term also encourages the damsel in distress that needs to be rescued by a man, and it doesn't focus on their intelligence or integrity or any other character trait. Why don't we call girls scientist, engineer, doctor? Like, why does it have to be something cutesy like, oh, princess, what do you need? Like, no. My daughter's father called her princess yesterday, and I had to lecture him again because we do not use that term in this house. Even my own sisters have called her princess, and I will tell them, don't call her that. Maybe I come across as very controlling, but I think it's a very harmful word, and she shouldn't look up to that term.
Stop calling your girl princess. Okay? Those are today's rules. Remember all that? Remember it? Good, you bigot. How'd you do in today's video? Did you cringe? If you did, you win. And if you won, you get a free subscription to our podcast over on Spotify and Apple. All you have to do is open up your podcast app and go and subscribe to Zcast. It's free. It's free, guys. You win a free subscription. It's unbelievable. We're giving stuff out left and right these days. Let me know how you did down in the comments. While you're down there, please like this video. Please help me get it recommended to others. That's it for today's video. Until next time, I'm Tyler Zed, and this is Zeducation.
For the children.
Idiots.